For years, Heartland fans have waited, wondered, and hoped. Could Graham Wardle, the beloved Ty, really return after such a long absence? A return that would bring closure, healing, and maybe even a few surprises? Well, the wait is finally over. In the season 19 trailer, Graham Wardle announced his return, and it's bigger, more emotional, and more suspenseful than anyone could have imagined. But why did Ty leave in the first place? And what could possibly bring him back now? The truth is far from simple. Prepare yourself for a journey that will shake the very foundation of Heartland itself. For over a decade, Graham Wardle's portrayal of Ty was more than just a character. It was a symbol of love, loyalty, and the heart of Heartland. Ty's relationship with Amy was one of the most beloved in the show's history, a connection so deep that fans couldn't imagine the ranch without him. But when Graham made the unexpected decision to leave Heartland after season 14, it left a void that no one could fill. Ty's absence was felt not only by Amy and the characters within the show, but by the fans who had followed his journey from the very beginning. The question that lingered in the minds of viewers was simple. Why did Ty leave? It wasn't just a simple departure, it was a mystery that left fans searching for answers. The story behind his absence was never fully explained, and the show's writers were careful to leave space for speculation. For years, viewers were left to ponder the reasons behind Ty's sudden disappearance. Was it something personal, something beyond his control? Or was there a more sinister reason for his vanishing act? As the seasons passed, Amy continued to raise their daughter Lindy, maintain Heartland, and navigate life without Ty. But the bond between them, so strong, so pure, was never fully broken. Amy had to move forward, but her heart never truly healed. Fans were right there with her, experiencing the heartbreak, the struggles, and the victories. Through it all, the memory of Ty lingered, leaving a sense of unfulfilled longing, a story left unfinished. Then, the trailer for season 19 dropped, and in an instant, everything changed. Fans were left in shock and awe as Graham Wardle appeared, confirming what many had hoped for. Ty was coming back. But this was no fairy tale reunion. The show had always prided itself on being raw, real, and emotionally complex. And this return would be no different. The moment Ty steps back into Amy's life, it's clear that the reunion will not be simple or without its emotional weight. There are no easy answers, no quick fixes. Ty is not the same person who left. The years of silence, the pain of absence, and the burden of regret weigh heavily on him. His return is not just about reuniting with Amy, it's about facing the consequences of his disappearance and coming to terms with the years lost. The writer's choice to bring Ty back in such a complex and layered way speaks to the heart of Heartland. This isn't just a show about horses, ranches, and family. It's a show about the complexities of human emotion, and Ty's return will serve as a catalyst for some of the most emotional and suspenseful moments the series has ever seen. What caused Ty to leave? What has he been through during the years of absence? And how will his return change everything? Especially for Amy, who has spent so long healing and growing without him. Fans are left on the edge of their seats, eagerly awaiting answers to questions that have haunted them for years. Ty's return promises not only to answer some of these questions, but also to create new mysteries and emotional challenges. What is the real story behind his disappearance, and why is he back now? And most importantly, how will his return affect Amy, their daughter, and the entire Heartland family? These questions will drive the narrative forward, creating an atmosphere of suspense that will keep viewers hooked. Stay tuned. This season will not only answer long-awaited questions, but will introduce new challenges, leaving fans questioning everything they thought they knew about Heartland and the characters they've come to love. When Graham Wardle's return as Ty was confirmed in the season 19 trailer, it wasn't just the fans who were stunned, it was the characters themselves. For years, Amy has lived with the lingering pain of losing Ty without ever knowing the true reason behind his disappearance. There were endless questions, unanswered and unresolved. The fans knew it wasn't just a simple plotline. It was a mystery that had haunted the show for seasons. But now, as Ty reappears, the enigma begins to unravel, and the truth comes with a heavy cost. The moment Ty steps back into Heartland, it's not a joyful reunion. The years of silence, of wondering, of mourning, have shaped Amy into someone different. She's stronger, more independent, but the hurt remains. Seeing Ty alive in front of her forces Amy to confront everything she thought was behind her. The raw emotion in her eyes says it all. She's been living a lie, believing he was gone forever, and now, out of nowhere, here he is. But what is the truth behind his disappearance? The explanation comes slowly, piece by piece. Ty doesn't just walk in and say, "I'm back," and everything magically falls into place. His return is a confrontation with the past, one filled with regret, fear, and unspoken pain. He begins to explain, and every word is heavy with the burden of years lost. Ty wasn't running away from his responsibilities. He wasn't just leaving Amy behind to raise their daughter alone. His reasons for vanishing were far more complicated and far more dangerous than anyone could have imagined. This isn't a simple return. It's a journey into the darkness of his past. Ty had been forced into hiding, dragged into a situation that was beyond his control. Maybe it was a threat to his life. Maybe it was an external danger so large it couldn't be avoided. Some fans have speculated that Ty might have been involved in something like witness protection, while others wonder if a dangerous adversary forced him into hiding. Whatever the case, it's clear that Ty didn't leave by choice. He wasn't abandoning his family, he was protecting them, even if they didn't know it at the time. As Amy listens to his explanation, a complicated mix of emotions takes over. The love she has for him is undeniable, but so is the anger, the betrayal, and the confusion. How could he have left without a word, without a single explanation for so many years? The hurt cuts deep, and as Ty shares his side of the story, it's clear that this isn't a story of a man who abandoned his family, but rather a man forced into a situation where he had no choice but to disappear. His regrets are visible in every word, and his desire to explain himself is real. But even with all the explanations in the world, will Amy be able to forgive him? Ty's return isn't about simply moving forward and picking up where they left off. It's about healing deep wounds, facing the past, and figuring out what kind of future they could have. Ty has missed so much, not just of Amy's life, but of their daughter Lindy's growth. And this realization hits Ty hard. He knows that he can't change the past, but he's desperate to make amends, to somehow be a part of their lives again. But what will this reunion mean for Amy? Will the trust that was broken all those years ago ever be fully repaired? As she listens, it's clear that Amy's journey will be far from easy. The emotions she's been holding in for so long, the love, the grief, the anger, are now bubbling to the surface. And while part of her wants to believe Ty, part of her still feels like that pain is too deep to forgive. In this section, the tension builds as viewers are forced to grapple with the same questions Amy faces. Can the past truly be forgiven? Can a second chance be earned? Or is the hurt too much to overcome? The emotional roller coaster that unfolds between Ty and Amy is filled with moments of vulnerability, honesty, and a deep longing for connection. But for every step forward, there's a step back. Healing isn't linear, and the journey back to each other will be far from easy. The audience is drawn into this emotional struggle, wondering if the love between Ty and Amy can survive after all that's happened, and if their family can be whole again after so many years of separation. This section of the story emphasizes not just Ty's return, but the emotional reckoning both characters face. The truth behind his disappearance may be revealed, but the healing process has just begun, and the road ahead is uncertain, filled with obstacles both external and internal. This suspenseful buildup, filled with raw emotion, promises that Heartland will continue to explore the complexities of love, loss, and redemption, keeping viewers hooked as they follow the journey of Amy, Ty, and their family. As they step into the unknown, one thing is certain: nothing will be the same again. As Ty stands before Amy, the weight of the years apart presses down on both of them. Every word he says, every glance exchanged, is tinged with the past. Pain, regret, longing, and the overwhelming reality that their reunion isn't as simple as a heartfelt embrace. There is so much more at stake here than just rekindling old feelings. The wounds from the past are deep, and the healing process isn't just about forgiving Ty for leaving. It's about Amy learning to forgive herself for the years she spent wondering, waiting, and mourning alone. Amy's emotional journey is the core of this reunion. As much as she wants to believe in Ty's sincerity, A part of her struggles to reconcile the man standing in front of her with the person she once knew. The Amy that Ty left behind was a girl who was still learning what it meant to love, to build a life alongside someone, and to face the challenges of raising a child together. But the Amy that Ty returns to has evolved. She's a mother, a businesswoman, and a woman who's built her own strength without him. She's had to grow, adapt, and move forward, all while carrying the weight of his absence in her heart. The emotional conflict within Amy is real and raw. She loves him, and the connection they shared is undeniable. But the years of pain can't be erased in an instant. How can she forgive someone who abandoned her and their child without an explanation? How can she reconcile the love she still feels for him with the hurt he caused? These questions swirl in her mind as Ty tries to make amends, and while she might want to give him a second chance, the scars are not easily healed. Ty's return is a chance for redemption, not just for him, but for Amy as well. This isn't just about him explaining himself or asking for forgiveness. It's about both characters confronting their pain and working through it together. For Ty, this is a painful realization. The years he's missed, the milestones with Lindy, the moments with Amy that could never be recaptured. Ty isn't just looking to be forgiven. He's looking to find a way to prove that he's worthy of the second chance he's asking for. He knows that no matter how much he regrets his absence, words alone won't be enough. His actions moving forward will speak louder than anything he could say. But even as Amy grapples with her emotions, there's a flicker of hope, a reminder of the love they once shared, the bond that was never fully severed. The connection between Amy and Ty is electric, and in quiet moments, it's clear that despite everything, a part of her still believes in them. It's not about forgetting the past. It's about learning to live with it and finding a way to move forward, together. The complexity of Amy's emotions adds layers to the storyline, creating a compelling dynamic where both characters must face their flaws and vulnerabilities before they can truly heal. But the road to redemption isn't easy. There are moments of anger, frustration, and confusion. Ty will face challenges not just from Amy, but from the rest of the Heartland family. How can Jack, who's been a father figure to Amy, reconcile Ty's return after everything that happened? How will Lou, who's always been protective of her sister, react to seeing Ty again after all these years? The return of Ty brings not only the reunion of Amy and Ty, but also a ripple effect that will affect the entire family. These relationships, each with their own history, each with their own hurt, will all need to be mended, and it will take time. As the season progresses, the tension builds. The questions that have been unanswered for so long will begin to find resolution. But the complexity of Ty's return means that not everything will be wrapped up neatly. While there will be moments of tenderness and healing, there will also be moments of doubt, anger, and uncertainty. The characters will be forced to confront not only the reasons behind Ty's disappearance, but the consequences of his actions and the cost of trying to rebuild what was lost. In the process, both Ty and Amy will come to realize that healing is not a quick fix. It's a gradual, messy process that requires patience, understanding, and the willingness to face painful truths. It's about forgiving each other, yes, but it's also about forgiving themselves. As viewers watch this emotional journey unfold, they'll be left wondering, can they truly heal? Or will the weight of the past be too much to overcome? The suspense continues to grow as the tension between the characters builds. Every conversation between Amy and Ty is loaded with unspoken feelings, regrets, and the hope that maybe, just maybe, they can find a way to move forward. But with so much history, so many unresolved issues, the future is uncertain. This is no fairy tale reunion. The emotional complexity of their relationship ensures that no matter how much they want to heal, the scars will take time to fade. And with each passing episode, viewers will be kept on the edge of their seats, wondering if the love they once shared will be enough to bring them back together, or if the pain of the past will prove too difficult to overcome. While the return of Ty is undoubtedly a monumental moment for Amy, the impact stretches far beyond just the two of them. The Heartland family, who have all been affected in some way by Ty's absence, will have their own emotional journeys to undertake. Ty's sudden reappearance will ripple through the family dynamic, raising new questions and tensions. It's not just about Amy and Ty anymore. It's about everyone coming to terms with what his return means for the future of Heartland. Jack, the strong, silent patriarch of the family, has always been a rock for Amy. He's been a father figure in the absence of Ty, helping Amy raise Lindy and keep Heartland running. Jack's relationship with Ty was never easy. Though they shared mutual respect, there were always lingering issues that were never fully addressed. Jack has seen the pain Amy went through, and he's felt the weight of having to step in where Ty once was. Now, with Ty back, Jack finds himself in a difficult position. Will he be able to forgive Ty for the years of absence? Will he accept that things have changed? Or will he hold on to the anger and resentment that has built up in Ty's absence? Jack's struggles to reconcile Ty's return will be a pivotal storyline, and fans can expect tense moments between the two men. As the family's protector and patriarch, Jack will have to navigate his own emotions while still trying to support Amy and Lindy. His protective instincts toward Amy will be tested, and there will be moments where he questions whether Ty deserves another chance. Will Jack see the man who once stood by his side, or will he only see the man who left his granddaughter and Amy without a word? The tension between them will be real, making Ty's redemption story even more complex. Lou, Amy's older sister, will also have her own challenges when it comes to Ty's return. She's always been fiercely protective of Amy, and the years of being the emotional support for both Amy and Lindy have taken their toll. Lou has been a pillar of strength for the family, managing the business side of Heartland and stepping up in ways she never imagined she would. The return of Ty will challenge Lou's sense of control. She's dealt with so much on her own, and now, seeing the man who hurt her sister come back into the picture will stir up feelings of betrayal, anger, and confusion. Lou's protective nature will come to the forefront, and viewers can expect some tense conversations between her and Ty as she tries to come to terms with his sudden reappearance. Then, there's Lindy, the child who never knew her father. Ty's return means that she will have to learn to connect with the father she's only heard about. How does a young girl process the return of a man she's never met, but who she's been told about all her life? Her reaction will add another layer of complexity to the reunion, and it's clear that Lindy's relationship with Ty won't be an easy one to develop. It will take time, patience, and understanding from both sides as they try to build a bond that was lost before it even had a chance to start. The entire Heartland family will need to adjust to Ty's return, each of them struggling with their own feelings and histories. The complex web of relationships between Amy, Jack, Lou, Lindy, and the entire Heartland crew will be tested, forcing each character to examine their own beliefs about loyalty, family, and forgiveness. The drama doesn't just come from the unresolved tension between Amy and Ty. It's the conflict within the entire family that will keep viewers hooked. Everyone has a role to play in Ty's return, and how each person reacts will shape the course of the story. Tensions will rise, and there will be moments when it seems like the family may never fully accept Ty again. But at the heart of this season, there's a theme of redemption and healing. Ty's return may be painful, but it's also a chance for everyone to confront their pasts and find a way to move forward, even if it's in unexpected ways. As the family navigates the complexities of Ty's return, the suspense continues to grow. Will Amy's family embrace him, or will they push him away? How will their interactions with him shape the family's future? And most importantly, can they all learn to forgive and move past the hurt for the sake of the family they've all worked so hard to build? These questions will create an emotional roller coaster that will keep viewers on edge, eagerly awaiting the next twist and turn in the story. While the emotional stakes are high for Ty and Amy, the Heartland family as a whole will face their own journey of growth and healing. The consequences of Ty's disappearance have been felt by everyone, and his return will force each family member to confront the past in ways they never expected. This multi-layered approach to storytelling ensures that Ty's return won't just be about him and Amy, it will be about the entire family coming together, learning to forgive, and finding a new way forward, even as they are confronted with the shadows of their history. The drama is far from over. Ty's return is just the beginning of an emotional reckoning that will ripple through the Heartland family for seasons to come. As the season progresses, and Ty's return continues to shake the foundation of Heartland, the looming question remains. Can Amy and Ty truly rebuild what they once had, or is the damage too great to overcome? Despite the raw emotional moments and the fragile hope that ties them together, there's still a long road ahead for the couple. The tension between their unresolved past and the possibility of a future together will serve as the driving force behind the rest of the season. The fact that Ty and Amy even have the opportunity to reconnect is remarkable in itself. For years, Amy has struggled to reconcile the loss of Ty with the life she's built without him. She's grown stronger, more independent, and more resilient, but the pain of his absence has never fully healed. Now, with Ty back in the picture, Amy must navigate the delicate balance between honoring the life she's made and allowing space for the man who once shared it with her. Amy's internal struggle is one of the most compelling aspects of this reunion. It's not just about whether she can forgive Ty, it's about whether she can allow herself to be vulnerable with him again, to let him back into her heart after so many years of trying to move on. There's a part of her that wants to believe in the possibility of a happy future with him, but there's also the reality that time has changed them both. The Amy who once loved Ty deeply has evolved into someone who no longer needs to depend on anyone else to feel whole. This creates an emotional push and pull within her. The love she still has for Ty and the life she's built without him. Can she let go of the pain of the past long enough to allow for something new? Ty, on the other hand, faces a different set of challenges. He's been gone for so long, and though his return is marked with regret and the hope of redemption, the question remains, can he truly make up for the years he missed? His relationship with Lindy is a particularly delicate issue. While he's spent years thinking about her and hoping to one day be a part of her life, he has to accept that their bond won't be instant. Lindy, a young girl who never knew her father, will have her own struggles to face as she tries to build a connection with the man she's heard so much about, but who has been absent for her entire life. The emotional depth of their interactions will be crucial to understanding the true extent of Ty's return. The fear of rejection, the desire to prove himself, and the guilt of missing out on so much of her life will weigh heavily on him. Ty's path to redemption is a long one, and it's not clear if he can ever fully make up for the time lost. What makes the situation even more complicated is the family's role in this delicate dance. The support, or lack thereof, from Jack, Lou, and the rest of the Heartland family will be a huge factor in whether Ty and Amy can move forward. Jack, as the head of the family, has always been a protector, someone who has shielded Amy from the harshness of the world. His trust in Ty was always fragile, and now, with Ty back, Jack must decide whether he can allow Ty to become a part of their lives again. Lou's protective nature will also play a role, as she's witnessed firsthand the emotional toll Ty's departure had on her sister. The Heartland family, for all its love and support, will also need to process their own feelings about Ty's return. Their acceptance won't come easily, and this will add more tension to an already emotionally charged situation.